Hello, fellow AP students. My name is Kylie, and this is my guide to a 5. My freshman year, I took biology, advanced geometry, and algebra 2 honors. My sophomore year, I took advanced biology, trigonometry, pre-calc, and chemistry 1. Because I loved biology so much, I took AP Bio along with AP Statistics and Physics honors my junior year. I got a 5 on both my AP exams. With these tips and a little effort on your part, hopefully you'll be on your way to scoring a 5 just like me. You reap what you sow, but some farmers get fertilizers, some farmers get rocky wastelands to grow their crops on. Please consider your background in biology before deciding what your study habits will be. If you have a strong background in biology, you probably won't have to study as hard as someone who has never taken a biology class or hasn't taken one in years. So if you want a 5, you have to put in the effort you need to put in to get one. Don't slack off if you don't know what you're doing, and maybe not push yourself too hard if you are well aware of what you're doing. Also, be honest with yourself. You don't delude yourself that you're going to work 2 hours a night on your biology homework if you have a lot of extracurricular activities or you're just lazy. You can't do that to yourself. If you want a 5, you have to be honest about how hard you're going to work for it. Live, breathe, read your book. I understand textbooks can be very boring, but in the spooky ooky world of AP biology, your textbook is your translator. If your teacher says that you just get a class set, that's not good enough. You need to tell your teacher that you need your own copy, that you want to read it after school all the time. 45 minutes a day is not enough time to understand everything that's going to happen in biology and everything your book has for you. You don't necessarily have to read every single page and every single sentence and every single paragraph, picture, caption in your book. In fact, I have a handy link for you in the description that contains all the pages relevant to the AP exam in your textbook if you had the same textbook I had. So keep that in mind and read your book and also take good notes on your book. If you don't like your textbook, write good notes. That way you can reread your notes without being oh so bored and oh so uninterested. You only get what you put in. So your book is the starting point. You can't finish the race if you aren't willing to read your book. There are sources outside of your teacher and outside of your textbook that can help you get a 5 on your exam. First of all, I wanted to discuss AP prep books. I've used Barron's and I got a 5. Hooray! It says number 1 student choice. It was my only choice. It was what I was provided with. I like Barron's because they split everything up into little sections for you. However, if you're going to buy Barron's, I don't recommend, especially for biology, you do the end section questions because those are memorization, and biology is not about memorization, it's about application. I do, however, recommend definitely you check out the math questions they provide for you because math is a very important section on the AP Bio exam you need to be well aware of. Also, I recommend you check out Crash Course Biology. I will post a link in the description to their playlist. Check them out. They do little intros and little information videos about all the key subjects in biology. I watched them. My teacher showed us them. They definitely help. I kid you not. The day of the exam, I watched the one on the immune system. There was a question, a free response about the immune system. I knew what I was doing. I wrote about it. I got a 5. Hey, Crash Course is awesome. If you're in chemistry, they also have chemistry videos. They have world history videos. Just check them out. If you haven't heard of them, this is your chance to learn some information in a fun and quick way. Study a lot, study often, study as much as you can when you can. I'm not saying you have to study for hours on end every single day. I'm not saying that. That's unrealistic. I know personally I didn't always study when I should have, and I regret it. Even though I got a 5 on the exam, I didn't feel confident about my score until I got it. So there's always room for improvement. For studying, it could be just reading your notes, reading your book, watching a video. I recommend at least 30 minutes a day, if every other day, if that's as much as you can do, just as much as you can. You need to start early studying too. You don't wait until April to study for your exam in May. Just like you shouldn't study the night before a test for the test. The earlier you start, the easier it is and the better you'll do. If you study for your test and then keep your test results and keep your notes from that section and you just read over them when you have some spare time, it'll be so much easier to recall information when you do your major studying in April. Again, AP prep books can really help you. I regret to say that I waited until April to start studying, not advised again. And reading a little bit at a time is a lot easier than reading all in one night. So study, 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 not all the time, but as much as you can when you can. As a little side note, do not study with your friends. I know you mean well when you offer to do study groups, but we all know when you do study groups, you're not going to actually study. You're going to order food and you're going to talk about whatever gossip's going around. You need to study on your own and you need to study on your own time, preferably away from your house. I know when I did studying and when I did homework, I would go to like a local fast food restaurant where it was quiet, plug in my iPod, maybe have a little snack, and I would study, study, study until I felt like I was ready. And that's how I did it. I'm not saying don't ask your friends for help, and I'm not saying don't lean on each other. I'm saying you should do most of your work yourself. You should study most of the time by yourself. Every once in a while, if you really, 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 really feel like you have to, or you just know you're not going to study with them, but hey, free pizza, then go ahead. But don't depend on study groups to get your work done or to study for your AP exam, because a 5 doesn't equal a whole bunch of people getting a 1 together as one collective group. A 5 is you do your work, you do it yourself, you apply it, you know it, you comprehend it, you write it down. There's no we and you. There's you and you. Practice, practice, practice goes hand in hand with read, 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 and study, study, study. You should practice AP free response, AP multiple choice, and AP math questions as much as you can to get a 5 on the AP exam. Your teacher should have material for you to use throughout the year, but you should also look for these materials on your own. I know I will be linking the AP 2014 free response questions I took in the description along with some other resources. You should look at those and see what you're up against. There are resources all over the internet with AP questions and AP practice you can do without buying a prep book, though I do recommend you get a prep book if you're going to take this to heart and strive for a 5. You need to practice. That should be part of your studying. You need to practice so you know what you're up against and you should know how to manage your time best. I would also say for the math questions, you need to ask your teacher if he or she has a formula sheet you can look at ahead of time so you can familiarize yourself and know what you need to do. Hardy-Weinberg and Punnett squares are very important for the math section along with some other information. I know the prep book I had did a lot of math questions, and that's important. You can't just not answer those. You can't get a 5 and not know any of the math. Also, for the multiple choice, you need to start practicing those so you can understand that it's not just memorization, it's application. Yes, you need to memorize, but you also need to applicatize. And for free response, you need to understand the whys as well as the hows. So the more you practice, the better you'll do. Surprise, surprise, biology isn't just about biology, it also includes statistics and chemistry to help you understand and apply concepts found in biology. If you look at the 2014 free response questions, you may notice margin of error and other statistic like words inside the questions. I know I did free response questions that involved chi-square and other statistical applications. I'm not saying that you have to take a statistics class or a chemistry class to get a 5 on your AP Bio exam. I'm saying you should understand the basics if you wish to apply them to Bio to get a 5. Statistics is very important when you're talking about significance or applying data for a conclusion. It's also very important for graphing data. If you have no idea what statistics is or how to use it or how it works or any of the key terms, you need to look them up or ask a statistics teacher. Even ask your AP Bio teacher if they can help. A lot of biological processes involve elements, which is part of chemistry. You should have a basic understanding of chemistry and how elements interact with each other if you would like to do well in the AP Bio exam. Again, you don't necessarily need to take a chemistry course to be able to do well in the bio exam. I am just suggesting that you take some time to understand chemistry, especially the chemistry of water and how oxygen behaves and how carbon behaves, because those are important elements in life, and biology is the study of life. And if you want a 5 on the AP bio exam, you need to make biology your life.